You know who I am?
Anything you say. Anything you say.
It's official.
You know who I am?
Anything you say. Anything you say.
It's official.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, in the past news, all I've been seeing is stuff about the whole Trump and Putin meeting. They're trying to work out a deal, but Zelensky is being kind of a dickhead. He knows he's got to make a deal, and he's not wanting to do it, and he knows he's going to have to. It's got to be done. They got to end this shit, and Trump's getting pissed off at Zelensky because he's being an idiot about the whole situation. But they're working something. I don't know. Putin and Trump has worked something out, and Zelensky needs to follow through. He needs to get on board. And they're trying to work something, so hopefully it gets done. No more than people need to die, but still, it's between them two. It's not us. We shouldn't have anything to do with it. Anyways, but yeah, that's really the biggest thing that I saw going on this past week. I do know that another celebrity died, Terrence Stamp, good actor. He's the one who played Zod in Superman 2. So as I've said before, even if you don't watch the channel regularly, you've only seen a couple videos, or you don't watch it at all, it only takes 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't affect you or your channel whatsoever. It just helps this channel grow. So please subscribe. Also, I have another channel. It's called Easy Does It. The link is in the About section. Check it out if you like gaming vlogs and reviews and reactions to other YouTube channels. Okay. Again, subscribe. Rip Terrence Stamp. Anyways, let's get on to what I want to talk to you about this week. I went ahead and watched that Nobody2. I'd never seen the first one, so I went and watched it first. But the sequel, so anyone who hasn't seen this and wants to see it, you probably should hold out and kind of fast forward to the B-movie reviews. Because I'm fixing to give some spoilers. So, I don't know how to put this, but I don't think this one was as good as the first one, to be honest. You basically have a guy who's a retired, I guess, Special Forces CIA agent, whatever the fuck he is. They never did explain the whole where he actually came from. They never explained, the tattoo he has on his wrist of gambling cards. You can just guess that that's what he is. I think he's an assassin, a government assassin is what he is. That's the way it came off when he was talking about they sent me in to get rid of people that they didn't want around, that kind of shit. Anyways, apparently from the first film, he's collected this debt that he owes the Russian mafia, that group that he burned all the money for he burned all the money that belonged to that weird ass group or organization that's Russian, and now he's trying to pay off the debt by going on assignments. Now, granted, in the first film he was retired, like he hadn't been working for a long time in that field, but now he's back to doing it again so he can pay off this debt, all this money he burnt from the Russian mafia supposedly. But anyways, he decides to take a break. He's like, I've been going on straight for quite a while now, let's take a break. So he decides to take his family on a vacation into a town that he remembers when he was a kid. He goes into the town, and it's such a trope. I hate this trope, but you know, the hillbilly town, rural, corrupted sheriff and his, deputies, whatever. You see that so many times in a bunch of movies. It's just ridiculous. And then you find out they worked for some drug cartel or some shit like that. You see that all the time. Like, come on, can't you come up with something different? A different type of story? Give me a fucking break. But anyways, he has to deal with these corrupt cops and this sheriff. And they actually work for a drug cartel who just happens to be a girl boss. An old ass girl boss. Oh, she's crazy. She'll do all kinds of shit. Blah, blah, blah. No, that part was written for a man. And they put a woman into it. This is fucking retarded. F-tarded. Whatever. Anyways. And then the other part I didn't care for was her attack dogs. The two bitches. Oh, they're feminist kick-assers, It's just, get the fuck out of here. So dumb. Let's whip out our batons and beat them up. Whatever. And then the last thing that really got on my nerves was the wife. She comes in and shoots him up and says, "Don't fuck with the mama bear." Fuck off with that feminist crap. I hate that shit. It's so unrealistic. There's no such thing as these badass boss babe kick everybody's ass bullshit. Fuck off. Anyways, that's the part of the movie I didn't like. The rest of it is alright. Like, it has some decent action scenes in it. The action at the very end where they're fighting at the carnival, that was really good. The one where they're on the boat was okay. It wasn't that great, but it was okay. But that shit at the end where they're fighting in the carnival, that was pretty good. I liked it. But yeah. I mean, it was okay. It was an okay movie. I liked the sword fight that the black guy and the other guy had. But it didn't last very long. It just lasted like a minute or so, and then it was over, and I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't think it was like a horrible movie, but it wasn't as good as the first one, honestly. It's definitely worth a one-time watch for an action flick. I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Wasn't great, wasn't horrible. The acting's okay. Check it out if you want. But that's my thoughts on the new Nobody movie. Alright, let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Okay, Movieholics, this week is Action Week. And as I said, I watched the first Nobody before I watched the second one. So I went ahead and watched it. It starred Bob Odenkirk and Connie Nielsen, which reprised their roles in the second one. It was done in 2021, and it made about 57 mil worldwide. It did okay, but it didn't do really great. Now, in the first one, he's basically retired. Like I said, he's like a CIA agent or assassin for the government or special ops or some shit. He's living this dull life. I mean, at the very beginning, it's going through his work day, and it's literally boring as shit. His marriage is on the edge. It's not going well. She's got pillows in between them in the bed. You know, they're not having sex, which is a deal breaker. She be gone. Done. There's no excuse for a wife not to give her husband sex. I'm sorry, but there isn't. None. That's one of her duties. But anyways, the kids aren't, the little girl, his daughter, she's into him, but he's got problems with his son. He's being kind of rebellious. You know, he's doing the whole daddy issue thing. You know, whatever. Anyways, this is like 80% of American men today are in a marriage like this, where it's just, or they're living their life like this, even if they're not married, where it's just dull and boring. They're doing the same shit over and over. It's like a fucking drone. You're literally a drone worker bee for the fucking government. It's literally what you are. You're not, I guarantee you 85% of Americans do not make a lot of wealth. They live their life day to day, paycheck to paycheck. It sucks. You can't get ahead in life. There's just a select few that actually make it. But anyways, I regress. Back to the movie. There's this couple, I guess they're Latino. They break into his house to steal shit. They're amateurs. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. He doesn't do anything, which pisses off his son. But mommy's okay with it. Oh, thank God you didn't do anything. Blah, blah, blah. You could have gotten everyone killed. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever, bitch. But anyways, his little girl tells him, you know, her some kind of kitty bracelet's missing from a bowl that had money in it that the thieves took. So it sets him off. Not that this kid got a black eye from one of the robber. It's the fact that his little girl lost her fucking little keychain or bracelet. It sets him off. So he goes to find this fucking couple. He runs into these assholes on a bus, beats the holy piss out of them just because he wanted to, because they were being dickheads. So he beat the piss out of them. Come to find out, one of them was a brother of this Russian mobster, and he ends up actually dying from it or some shit. Instead of him just beating the shit out of him, this dude dies. This dude's brother dies. So now he's after him. The couple that he was originally going after didn't even have the bracelet. He finds the bracelet later in the house. But the Russian dude, he sends people to kill him. He sends his family into a panic room. And then after he kills everybody in the house, he takes his family and tells them to go elsewhere. And they do. And then he goes finds the Russian dude. And he's all like, listen, if we just go our separate ways, I don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with my family, we're all good. But the Russian dude, he's all like, gotta save face. And he's like, no, fuck you. You fucked with my business. You torched, because just before he goes to the club to talk to him, he went and torched a bunch of his money and shit like that, which wasn't even really his money. It belonged to this Russian organization, crime organization. Anyways, he's going to kill him now. So they start fighting for the rest of the movie. Like the last 20 minutes of the movie, the Russian dude and his Russian baddies are trying to chase him down and kill him. They go to a place that he bought and set up a bunch of traps for them to come in, and he ends up killing them all. Christopher Lloyd plays his adopted dad, I guess, or whatever the hell he is. He adopts some black dude too, and that's his brother supposedly. Anyway, apparently they're all trained assassins or whatever, but anyways, they show up and they help him take out all the Russians, and then everybody lives happily ever after. End of story. I liked this film. I thought it was pretty good. It was decent for an action film. One of the better ones that's come out lately. Most films that come out now, I just don't like. There's always some fucking woke crap in it. This one wasn't bad. There wasn't really any woke shit in it.
You know who I am?
Now the sequel, that's completely different. I already told you about it. But this one wasn't bad. I give it 2 thumbs up. It was a pretty good action flick. I definitely highly recommend it if you're looking for an action film. Okay, let's move on to your next film. I watched a movie called The Big Hit. Now this stars Mark Wahlberg. It's got Lou Diamond Phillips, Avery Brooks, and a couple other actors in there. Christina Applegate, it's the leading lady. It was done in 1998, and it made about 27 million worldwide. And basically, the story is Lou Diamond Phillips, Mark Wahlberg, and a couple other guys. They're hitmen, and they work for Avery Brooks. He's like a kingpin. Well, Lou Diamond Phillips gets this bright idea to kidnap this Japanese girl. And he thinks, oh, well, this guy's a billionaire. He can give us some money. Well, come to find out, the girl they kidnap is Avery Brooks's goddaughter. So he's like, they're like family. And he wants to track down the motherfucker who kidnapped her. Lou Diamond Phillips is like, oh shit. He gets it to where everyone convinces everyone it's Mark Wahlberg. So he goes after Mark Wahlberg because Avery Brooks tells him he's going to lead his men to go kill the other dude. So throughout the movie, Lou Diamond Phillips and a bunch of thugs are trying to kill Mark Wahlberg. Meanwhile, Christina Applegate is his fiance, and she brung her parents over, and they have this tit-to-tat, and then eventually they decide to break up, whatever, because he's Jewish and they're not, or vice versa, something like that. So shit's going down while that's happening, but the family's alright, they get out of there. Then you got this black chick who's kind of like his side piece, who keeps wanting money off of him, but and she's got another dude, and it makes no sense. Anyways, he figures a way to break it off with her, like in the middle of the fight. On the road fight, they're out on the road shooting at each other, Lou Diamond Phillips and him. And then there's this one side story, kind of, where he's got like this stupid videotape, King Kong Lives or some shit. The video store clerk keeps bugging him to bring it in, threatening him and all kinds of shit. He eventually does bring it in, and then Lou Diamond Phillips shows up. They have this big fight. He kills Lou, and then Avery Brooks shows up, and they take the girl back, and he runs back into the building where it blows up. Well, he was covered by some gold metal stand or some shit. It protected him from the blast, so he survived. And then at the end of the movie, he picks up the girl, because apparently him and the girl, the Japanese girl, now have a thing, and they're running off together, blah blah blah, and that's the end of the movie. As far as action goes, it's pretty action packed. The acting's decent, although I do believe that Lou Diamond Phillips did not fit this part in this movie. I mean, he did fine for the most part, but he's trying to act like this really retarded douchebag prick, and he's trying to do it like he's a gangster, like a black gangster or some shit. It didn't come off right. It came out really cheesy and douchey. It was dumb. I get it why he was doing it, but at the same time, it didn't fit him, because if you've seen him in other movies, he don't come off that way at all. It's not him. So Other than that, the movie's decent, the acting's decent, the action's fine. I recommend this one. It's actually a pretty decent movie for the most part. I give it 2 thumbs up. Good movie. Check it out. Okay, so that's all I have for you this week. If you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any recommendations, underrated movies you think I never even heard of, B-rated movies, you know, that just most people don't know about, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So until next time, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you've just been told.